Hey all, Mark from Sledge here. I wanted to go over our wrist mobility, strengthening, and stretching exercises that most of us do every day here at Sledge to increase grip strength, range of motion, mobility, and performance for calisthenics and other motions as well. So I want to give you that protocol and show you what they are, both for people that are members here that want to be able to do it at home on their own, and for you if you decide you want to as well, to get a little bit more range of motion in your hands. So what we're going to do is start out with fingers spread as wide apart as we can. We're going to keep the base of our fingers where they tie into the palm flat, and we're going to lean forward with the body and come up like we're doing a calf raise, only on our fingers. Nine, 10. From there we're going to go to the outside, keeping the base of the little finger and the index finger, or ring finger rather, on the pad, and we're going to try to do our best to raise the rest. From there, we're going to go to the inside and try to keep ring finger and thumb base down as we raise on the outside, keeping the arm straight. Want to keep the arm straight throughout the entire movement. Now on all of these, we're not taking it to a point to where it really hurts. We're not trying to force a stretch. What we're doing is we're going and touching that point of tension and coming back from it. And through repetition and time, that's going to start to expand your range of motion. Next one we're going to do is fingers again are sprawled. We're going to keep the heel of the hand flat, and we're just going to lean forward as we rock on our knees, forward and back. And you may bring them closer or further away from you than what I'm doing to find that right spot for you, and you can adjust that as you go along to increase the tension. From there, we're going to do just the opposite and put the back of the hands down on the ground. Fingers are going to be wide still, arms are going to be straight, and we're going to rock backwards this time, bringing our chest back over the fingertips. 6, 7, 8, 9, come on. 10, 9. Good. From here, we're going to turn our palms to the outside. All right. We're going to do this a little bit differently. Instead of just going side to side sway, and as a start, you can just go and keep it centered to where you're bringing that shoulder directly towards that middle finger. Once you feel comfortable with that, you can start to branch out a little bit more, and we'll kind of stay forward of the area of the thumb, keeping that shoulder as far over the thumb as you can without putting too much pressure. Again, we're just touching on it, and then moving on, and then transferring back to the little finger side, keeping our shoulders back and in line with that. If you get really comfortable with it, or once you figure out where those stick points are, you can kind of focus on those points, but you can go up towards the thumb, up towards the thumb, back to center, back across to the pinky, up, over, and back across to the pinky. So you can do kind of an infinity with it. And work a rotational pattern to start to get that going. Infinity, figure 8, whatever you like to think of it as. 6, 7. Okay, next one we're going to do is turn the palms up and hands are in, keeping them straight, side to side, fingers wide still. Now, as you get better, what you can do is actually we're going to start making a fist in this position, or I like to call a monkey's paw. And what we're doing is we're taking the fingertips and placing them where they tie in the joint, and we're also trying to do it the same with the thumb as to where it bends and ties in, okay? If you can't do that with it in that position, you can also work on bringing that into what we call the monkey paw here, okay? Certain fingers are going to want to move, certain fingers are not going to want to move. We're using the muscles to contract and control to bring them in. We're also using them to release. And that's going to make them stronger overall and over time. Now, once you get to where you can do that, you can do the same thing in this position, and you can try it to the non-stretch side, which means the side I'm leaning towards takes the least amount of resistance on the wrist, and I can make that monkey paw and transfer over to the other side. Then, as you get stronger, we're going to switch it, and the side that we're stretching, as we lean away from it, we're going to make that flex and make that flex with those monkey paw hands. You're going to notice sometimes there's certain digits, fingers, thumbs, that don't want to move the same. And I recommend that you focus looking at them and thinking about willing that muscular movement to happen so that it comes into place. And again, keeping those arms as straight as possible, okay? After that, they're gonna be a little tight, so you can move them kind of back and forth, stretch out. If you had a flag in your hand, you'd be circling it around to the right, circle around to the left. Both sides, figure 8, switch hands. And there you go. And then you're ready to train. You're ready to go into calisthenics, you're ready to go to push-ups, crows, handstands, you're ready to go grab the bar stuff. Anytime you're putting any pressure on the wrist and anything, dumbbell movements, presses, whatever. Wrists take a lot of movement, take a lot of stress, so we want to make sure that it's as mobile as possible so that you can be as strong as possible and focus on the areas that you need to and not be distracted or be in pain or injure the important things that we use every day for pretty much everything, and that's our fingers and our wrists. So great. It's about an 8-minute warm-up if you do everything that's on there, a little bit less if you don't, and as you start out and you're working your way through, but definitely implement it. You'll see that in a short amount of time, your range of motion increases, and so does your strength and mobility. So go ahead and go get Sledge strong. Look forward to hearing from you.